Hi there, hope you're doing good. So here I am with an update. So this task, as per the given instructions. Okay, so we have a list of the patients, sorry, list of the providers, service providers with their lat longs. And this is the list which I copy pasted from the distance file and considering to take it as a reference. So if there will be any patient from this zip code, we can pull out the lat and long from here and the city as well. As I can see that on the patients list, where is it? Here it is. So on the patients list, we have the unique ID, we have the zip code, city, but we do not have any lat and long. So what I'll do, I'll pull the lat long from here, uh, depending on the zip code, so that we can calculate the distance from the providers. So this is first step. This is how we are going to use this file. So these are the capacities of providers and their lat longs and the patients. So this is it. We have nothing to do with on this tab. On this tab, as per your given instruction, then that we will be getting the data in this format. But on the next sheet, we need a format where we need a unique ID, zip code, lat, long, and the city. We don't need the county because we do not have any record of the county in any of the tables for the uh, patients. So I'm planning to skip this, and I've highlighted this red. So I'll be deleting this once you will review it. Okay, so with this raw patients list, using the zip codes, I'll be pulling the lat long from that sheet, and we'll be preparing our own list, which will be used for the distance calculation. But before that, I have added another control in here. Maybe I was looking into it, this data, and I thought that you might be interested in uh, some patients which are not answering, or maybe you don't want the person who are not interested, or no message, or maybe left not verified or whatever. So I have added these criteria or conditions in here, and these are completely dynamic. If there will be any other, like, let me add in here. So if I'll add another condition in here, you will see that will get pop up in here, and you will have the option to check it, so that you can add it in the system. So this is completely dynamic. So this will be depending on this list. So now the first step you have to interact with is, if you want to include the cancelled ones, CBA failures, no shows, or rescheduled, maybe you want to select add these. Let me first uncheck all of these. So currently we have nothing selected. I'll explain all of these as well. So for example, if you want to include the last visit status, rescheduled. So if you will check on this, it will take all of the last reschedule entries, all the patients who have the last visit of the status of reschedule. Those will get added to the list who you want to process. Same day cancelled. I don't know if you want to, like, so this is the option. Scheduled. All of these are here. Now you can see all these depositions. Sorry, dispositions, like left message. You want to add this one. All these patients with this selection, scheduled, verified, disconnected, wrong number, not collected, not available, no answer, missing information. Maybe you want to select any of these, so you can dynamically select any of these you want. Okay, so I'll select all of these. Now you can see on the right side it's getting updated with all the informations. So if I'll select all of these, it will show you that you have selected 2297 and the capacity you have is 1321. So if I'll let me uncheck all of these. So now you can see this one got red. So it means that you are selecting less than the capacity available. So if I'll select more than the capacity we have available, so that we can process those. So we have now 976 more patients selected than our capacity. So once you are satisfied with the patient list you want to process for the distance calculation and other things, uh, you are done with it, then you can go to the custom menu I've added and click on this prepare data. What this will do, let me show you. So I have cleared all of these entries from here, and you will see this will get updated and all these will get removed. Once all this done, I don't need to do this. I'm just showing you that now there is no data in the main sheet where we are going to calculate the distance and other things. So let it complete. So it's a huge data, and it also depends on the internet connection and the laptop speed as well. So won't take less than 10 20 seconds. Okay, so now we are done. Now we'll go back to the first step where we have selected the patients we want to process, and we'll go to the menu and we will say prepare the data. So we want use these patients list to calculate their distances and then process ahead with the calculation and other things. So this will take, I've added this wait of 20 seconds almost, so that we can make sure that all the data has been transferred to this tab. And once it's done, it will give you a pop-up. But I would suggest I would like to add more time to it because I think it's taking a little while. I don't want to mess things up. So now you will see, as soon as we clicked on this prepare data, the data has got transferred on this main tab, and it's now calculating the distances and other things we want to calculate to get processed ahead. So once this is done, then we can go ahead with the final automation. What that will do, we have done so many calculation and formulation on the back end, and on the results sheet, you will get the results. So what this one is showing here is that, let me clear this first. If I'll clear the data, yep. So that this is an extra menu where you can clear the previous results, clear results. So you can see it will show you the these are the provider numbers, provider number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these are the capacities available for that. Total capacity is 13,321 for all of these. Here you can see provider 1 has the capacity of 32, provider 2 has the capacity of 140, and so on. Now once we are done, as you can see this is updated. Once we are done, we can go, what we can do, we can just click on this optimize, and once it has optimized in the backend, it will spit out all the results in here, and it will show you the red cells will get turned white or green depending on the criteria. Because, so what I have added this here is that it's saying if there is any capacity available and the patients assigned to those is less than the capacity, those won't turn white or green. So this is just a verification of the things, and here you will see the total. So we have the capacity of 1321, and now shortly we will be seeing the total patients, and all the patients will be assigned to each and every provider depending on the distance. You can see here. So the system has assigned provider 1 32 patients, which is the capacity of it, and you can see all of these are okay. And we have assigned 1301 patients, and the capacity was 1321. Okay, here you can see the provider 39 is not complete yet, because the I'm working on the code part, and I want to add another few lists so that if there are more providers, maybe 5 more, 6 more, so you can accommodate those as well. And then I'll be adding another list here, which will be skipped patients. So whatever the patient IDs are skipped, those will be reflecting in here, maybe for future use if you want those. Now, so this is the complete functionality. I'm also planning to add a dashboard where you will see all the totals, and I'll spend some time on it, and I'll give you the complete overview. So here it is showing that the total patients you have on the list, patients list, is 2297. Patient scheduled, which you have selected on the right side here. These are all because we have selected all. So if I'll uncheck any of those, you will see this will automatically detect. So the patients you processed are 112, 1202. Patients within 20 miles, this is dynamic. So those are 2797. All of those are within range, it seems, but those are not. Providers are 38. There are 39 providers, but no, I think there are 38 providers because one of these are missing. So provider 7 is missing. So this is why it's showing 38 instead of 39. And provider capacity. So I'm trying to make an overview, a good looking chart where you can see how many we have, how many patients we have, how many we have processed, how many left, how many patients left due to the capacity, and how many left due to the out of range of 20 miles, and so forth and so on. So this will be, there will be a chart. That will be an additional thing, and probably the last thing I will do. Okay, I'll go back to this patients list where I showed you the checkboxes where you can select the patients you want to process. Also, you can have the control of the distance you want to cover. So if you want to keep the distance to 20, you can always select 20, and you will see there will be within range. Okay, let me. Yep, those are not reflected yet. I'll add those. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you will increase the range to 30, so what it will do, it will automatically accommodate. Okay, now you want to accept those in the last which are within 30 miles. But let me show you again on the zip data. So here you can see I have added this functionality that this is showing the nearest most patient available, the minimum distance of the patient. This is the minimum distance for any patient from any provider. This is the minimum. So I'll be picking up the shortest distance first and assigning those to the relevant providers. And that will you can see here on the results tab that it's showing that you have with this setting we are having a distance of 33,537 miles travel. This is the maximum optimal. This is the optimized distance you can travel and assign the patients to the providers. Now, as you can see, most of the part is working except the last six few. I need to work on those, and then I'll be adding the skipped patients, and then I'll be adding a dashboard and maybe a little more QC in it. So now let me give you a quick overview. So how you can do, this is the first sheet where we have the settled data, which is the one time setting data. Yeah, there is another thing in here. So I can see something here, which is, let me show you. Yeah, here it is. So if I'll remove this one. I have made only single change, but the file is a bit, so it will highlight those. Okay, now you can see these are got highlighted automatically. I'll remove this one. So these are got automatically highlighted. Why? Because this is saying that the provider 6, provider number 6 and provider number 22 has exactly the same lat longs. So what it will do, it will calculate the exact same distance from for any of the uh, for any of the patients, they will be having the same exact distance. So what I need, you cannot have the exact same lat long for two providers. So what you need to do, you need to add even a single smallest change in it in any of the coordinates, like add 0.21. I have just added an 1, which is I think almost 10 digits after the decimal, so that won't affect any distance. But it will recognize those as separate ones. Similarly, for these two, provider 32 and 33. So what I'm trying to say here is that you cannot have same coordinates for two providers. So if the providers are exactly on the same location, maybe still you have to make a smallest change in the coordinates so that those can consider as separate providers, not one. So this is the first sheet. Then we can select the patient from here and we can choose the distance we want to accommodate. And then, yeah, and then you can click on this prepare data. This will transfer these gray list on this next tab in here, and it will calculate everything. Once you are done with the calculation, you can go to the menu and click on the optimize. Once you will click on the optimize, it will take you to the next sheet, which is result sheet, and it will show you all the listing of the patients IDs which are assigned to relevant providers. And I have sorted these as well as an alphanumeric ascending order. So you'll be seeing these as ascending sorted. Yep, you can see these are 140, 140. Once you are done, then we'll be showing a dashboard, which could show, maybe if you have any idea, you can let me know. But I could add as many controls or as many features I can think of that how the matrices can be shown. So I'll present all of these in here. If you have any idea, please let me know. So this is the progress, and Hopefully, I'll be sharing the rest of the offer with you as well. So please let me know what your thought on it, and looking forward for your review. Take care. Bye.